Hello and welcome in everybody to Draft Room from NFL Fan Blitz. I'm your host Matt Sparks, and today we are interviewing quite the player here, quarterback from southeastern Louisiana, Cole Kelley, winner of the 2020 Walter Payton Award, which, if you guys don't know, that is basically the FCS equivalent of the Heisman, and also a finalist for the award this year, and has the chance to go back to back as a winner of that. Some other notable winners of this award who have been drafted are guys like Jimmy Garoppolo. So let's dive right into it. How's it going, Cole?
It's going good, man. I'm very thankful you had me on here, and I'm very blessed. And, it's been a great season. I'm just thankful to God to put me in the situation that I am.
Okay, so just to give everybody a chance to get to know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you went to high
Uh,
school, things like that.
yeah, actually, I went to a small private school called Turling's Catholic in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I'm born and raised in Lafayette, Louisiana, and it's actually where I'm at right now doing this with you. So this is where I'm born and raised, and I went to the University of Arkansas out of high school. They were my first official offer, and I fell in love with the place. And I had some really good times up there, but things didn't really work out like I wanted them to. And I ended up at southeastern Louisiana by the grace of God, and everything started to work out over there. So just like I said, I'm very blessed to be where I'm at, and I'm very blessed to have the experiences and the journey I had.
Okay, so I'd hate to get off topic this early, but you being a
Go ahead.
native Louisianan,
Yep.
how do you feel about Brian Kelly faking that Louisiana accent after being from Massachusetts?
Yeah, I don't know. Look, being the coach at LSU is probably the toughest job there is in America. And I think if they were to hire anybody, I think that's the best guy they could have hired, man. I think I don't really follow LSU all that much, but being from Louisiana, you're bound to hear about them and see stuff, and I think he'll do a good job over there. I really do.
Heck yeah. All right, so okay, playing in your native Louisiana, you said you went to Arkansas right
Yep.
out of high school, and I want to focus on that for a second because Arkansas, that's an SEC school, man.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, that means you've gone up against probably a lot of guys who are in the NFL right now. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a good experience. I had a lot of good times over there. I wish, I wish it would have gone differently. Don't get me wrong. We had some rough spells over there, and being the quarterback of the team, a lot of the downfall came onto my shoulders, and it was hard at the time, but I learned a lot. So it's very good to have gone through those experiences and come out the other side. But no, you hit the nail on the head. I watch NFL every time chance I get, and I see guys all the time that I played against and played with. So I do feel like I could play with anybody, and I think it prepared me for what I'm going to see in the future.
And I mean, you did do some things at
I did,
Arkansas,
yeah.
right? I don't have the passing stats right here in front of me, but your rushing stats, you had 5 total rushing touchdowns over 2 seasons at Arkansas, and a couple hundred yards to go with it. So I mean, it wasn't a bad tenure. Was it a good learning experience?
Yeah, it was. And no, honestly, I played with two coordinators in those 2 years that I really played. And I mean, no, and I think about it, and I'm not a very cocky person at all, but just to be realistic, I thought I did some good things. And, but like I said, it prepared me for the future and stuff like that. And, it's overall, I'm blessed to have gone through it.
All right, I see you got that's Jordan's jersey back there behind you, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I'm actually in my brother's room right now because I'm at his
Oh,
house
see,
in Lafayette. Yeah, but yeah, it's Jordan's little jersey back there.
I mean, you're basically the Michael Jordan of FCS football right now. I'd hate to get off the scripted questions so early, but man, I just want to get into some of these stats, man. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, so this season, right, in which you're a finalist, and I would have to say the favorite for the Walter Payton Award. You don't have to say it, but I'll say it for you.
yeah.
Uh, okay, 44 passing touchdowns to 10 interceptions, right? A 174.2 quarterback rating, a just insane completion percentage, almost 75%, well over 5,000 yards. and then top that off with nearly 500 rushing yards and another 16 touchdowns for 60 total touchdowns in 2021. Like, how does that feel to have a season like that, man?
Man, look, I'm blessed, man. You're gonna hear me say it over and over. I'm blessed because my career has not always looked like this. I'm blessed, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without the teammates I've had, without the coaches I've had, and like quarterback. I say this all the time. A quarterback is as good as the people he has around them, and those stats are a direct reflection of the people I've had around me. And like I said, I mean, I'm very blessed to have had that. We had a really good offense. We had really good skill players, really good offensive line, tight ends, running backs. And like I'm being serious. I'm not just one of those guys that's saying that just to say it. Like I am serious. You can go look. We had some studs, man, and I'm very blessed to have had them.
And you guys, if I remember right, you guys made the conference championship this year, right?
Yep.
Okay, how was that? How'd that
We
go? A
lost
little
it.
bit of
Yeah,
adversity.
yeah, we lost it. We lost it in the last game of the regular season to our rival Nichols. It was a tough loss. We'd already beat them. We beat them twice. We beat them once earlier in the year, and the year before that we beat them. But it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. And but
Absolutely.
and you know what? I mean, I felt like they I have to give credit where credit's due. They played a good game, and we just came out short. But that's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
All right. Now, I'll get back to some of the scripted questions here. What are some of your strengths as a player? And if you can list any, what are some of your weaknesses as a player?
Yeah, no, I'm very critical of myself, so I'll definitely be able to give you a weakness. But I take pride on. I watch a lot of film and stuff. And physically, obviously people will tell you my size and my arm strength and stuff like that are strengths of mine. But I think the biggest strength of mine is my mind. I can see I process things pretty quickly, I would say. Like I said, I watch a lot of film, so I see what the defense is doing a lot pre-snap, and I kind of know kind of what I'm going to do post-snap, and that thing is a game changer, man. When you kind of know what you're going to do when the ball is snapped, then you play a lot quicker than everybody else on the field. But my weakness, always me being my size, I always work on my feet a lot, because that's what people are so critical of me on is my feet. And so I work on them all the time. I think they're becoming a strength of mine, but I'm always going to say my feet. And, this past year specifically, I had a few fumbles. And so I will say ball security as well.
Excellent. And those are good things to work on, becoming a sound quarterback mechanically. So, how's the footwork coming? Let's just ask
Yeah,
that.
good. And like I said, I think it's becoming one of my strengths. I work on it every single day, and I feel like that'll be one of my biggest upsides. And when people can see how well I move for my size, I think it will do me a lot of justice.
Okay. Trying to follow in the footsteps of guys like Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, guys to win the Walter Payton Award and then go to the NFL. It's a wonderful story, and I'm glad I get to be a part of it. So I have to ask, okay, you're 6'7", and you said at one time you were 260, so you're obviously a very large individual, especially compared to myself. If I'm lucky, I'm 5'8". So I gotta ask, did you play a lot of other sports growing up? Surely, like,
Yeah, I did. I played basketball and baseball growing up as well. I think my first love really was basketball. And I was pretty good at basketball throughout high school. I played throughout high school, and I really had to kind of give it up to go to college, and But I love basketball a lot. I was good. I'm in a very athletic family. I'm blessed to be in the family that I am. Both my brothers, my oldest brother played college football. My middle brother could have played college football if he wanted to, and my dad played college football. But I mean, my mom's athletic. Well, I was raised in an athletic family, so like I said, I'm blessed.
all right. So not only good genes, so to speak, but also a lot of good influences around you, a lot of good
Exactly.
people, telling you how to keep your head in the game. I like it. It's
Right.
it's wonderful.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. So we're gonna skip over that question. We've already talked a little bit about that. What's the most important thing someone needs to be successful as a quarterback?
Like I said, the people around you is a big one. But I think just your mindset, you have to be able to prepare. You have to be able to sacrifice. You have to be able to lead. And that doesn't always mean being very vocal or anything. You have to be able to feel out, read the room, feel the team, and do whatever's best and necessary for the team. And you have to be very selfless. You have to be able to do whatever it takes. I've sacrificed several, just can't even tell you how many hours I've sacrificed to do whatever it takes just to win one game, like that. And if you aren't about that, then I mean you're in the wrong sport and you're definitely playing the wrong position.
All right. So what are you doing to prepare for the draft?
Yeah, I mean I'm training every day. I have one of my buddies who plays wide receiver. I actually played against him. He played at the University of Incarnate Word. His name is Trevor Beggy, but we train together every day over here in Lafayette, Louisiana, and we throw every day. So I'm working on my footwork. I'm working on my speed, agility, all the strength, all of it, and we throw every day. And and then I'll be going to Charlotte to train. He'll actually be coming there with me as well, and I'll be going to Charlotte to train here at the beginning of January.
That's awesome. All right. So this is a sensitive question, and we
Yeah.
usually don't like to ask it of quarterbacks, but you're not the same athletically as most of the quarterbacks we interview. You're just a bit more athletic, if I can be so conservative about it, just a bit more athletic than some of the quarterbacks we typically interview. So guys like Trace McSorley, guys like Logan Thomas, right? They've had to consider position switches in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something you would be willing to consider? I mean, obviously the hope is that, next Tom Brady, but
No, I'll be honest. I think quarterback is probably what I'm best at. I think
yeah,
that's probably what teams
obviously.
would want. And but no, I mean, I'll be quite frank with you. If a team wants me to, if a team wants to pay me $1 million to go do, I'll do whatever. I
All
mean,
right.
that's that kind of guy I am. But at the end of the day, I'm a competitor and I'm a winner, and I'll do whatever it takes. But no, I would definitely think that quarterback is where they would want me.
Oh yeah. And we
Yeah.
hate to ask that question, but
No, it's okay.
if
I
you
mean,
remember
yeah.
the if you remember the Tim Tebow saga, the assumption would have always been that he could have extended his career a lot longer had he considered a position change sooner. But
Uh,
it it doesn't look like you're going to need to do that. Okay, I'm going to run through some more
uh,
of these stats, right?
okay.
I I know people hate hearing their stats, but man, these are just I mean, okay. So we talked about your passing touchdowns, right? You had 44 this year, you had 18 last year, okay? And that's to only 14 interceptions over the past 2 years. But and then you had 10 the year before that. But the rushing touchdowns is what really sticks out to me, okay? 16 rushing touchdowns this year, 7 last year, 10 the year before, and then of course those 5 in the SECs. In the SEC, that's 23 total rush touchdowns and over 700 yards in the past 3 years. Are you a fast guy? Like,
For my size, I would say, but
yeah,
no, overall, I'm not. I'm really not a speedster, and to be honest with you, I don't prefer to run the ball. But it's been my size is it's an advantage. So I mean, we use it. But no, I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm not no 4-4 kind of guy. No, but I think it does surprise people how well I can move for my size.
so okay, very mobile. I assume you have to make off-schedule throws occasionally from odd platforms, but do a lot of these rushing touchdowns? Do a lot of them come in the red zone?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so big guy, excellent red zone weapon. This is awesome, man. All right, so over 5,500 total yards this year, and like we said, Walter Payton Award winner. Chance to go back to back. Okay, chance to follow guys like Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, you're in the prime position here. You have 87. I can't even believe I'm saying that. 87 total touchdowns over the past 2 years. That's insane. Like, if the point of the game is to score, then you're doing it better than anybody. So you're on the precipice of making it to the NFL. What advice would you give to other guys trying to do the same thing?
To young guys or the guys in my age that are about to get there. Like,
Whatever you think.
to young guys, just to stick it out because when I left Arkansas, my career wasn't looking great and I was kind of going through it mentally. But I took about a summer off and really changed my perspective for things, and it's been a game changer, man. I can't even put it into words. Like my life has changed. my mentality, my perspective, everything has changed. So, you know, young guys, like, if it's not always looking good, man, if it's not looking good, don't give up. You know what I'm saying? It's anything, it could change. All it takes is 1 year. It could really change. And but to God, you know, this is my first time going through this process right now. So, you know, guys my age, I don't know really what to tell you. You know, just keep working, keep doing what you're doing. But, you know, that's the best advice I could give.